Ladies and gentlemen, everybody that knows me knows I'm a man of faith, and I believe that God puts people in your life at certain times and you don't know exactly why. About 13 years ago, I was fortunate enough to have a gentleman come in my life, and I have been able to learn a lot from this gentleman over the years. And it was shortly thereafter that our sheriff's office found out about this man. And we all should be so blessed to have somebody like him and his wife in our lives. Could I get a big round of applause for Thrive and all of our wives for putting this on? I walked in tonight and I took a look around and I was just amazed. I was like, we're not in Kansas anymore. This is big league right here, what you guys have been able to pull off. So, but what I'd like to do now is just give our sheriff, again, a leader, a true leader, someone that I've been fortunate enough to watch and learn from over the years, and that has led us through some of the best times of our agency and some of our darkest hours. And we're all here and we're all better for it, and we're all better to have him and Janine in our lives. So please help me give a warm welcome for our sheriff, Sheriff John DeAugustini.
Thank you. Thank you. Since you're in that position, stay up for a minute. We got some things to take care of. First, I want to tell you all thank you very, very much for being here. This is, we're blessed to live in Dorado County. This is a great county. A lot of great people, great support for us that we feel every day. It truly makes a difference. So we're going to start the evening off with our presentation of colors. So if you all still remain standing, and after they're up here, please stay standing for the national anthem and the Pledge of Allegiance, and then an invocation. So you're going to be up for a little bit. None of this up and down stuff.
Honor guard, forward, arms, forward, march.
Detail. Oh. Ready, face. Forward, arch. Order, up. 7-point manual of arms, by the ones. Ready, move. Color guard. Hold, arms. About face. Forward, march.
Right around for our honor guard. Alana Slag is going to sing us the national anthem. Come on up, Alana.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land and all the and the home of the
Okay. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. One more order of business. Chaplain Vanderpool, can you please come up and lead us in an invocation?
Good evening. Would you join me in prayer? God, thank you so much for this evening. Thank you for the opportunity we have to come together, to celebrate our first responders, to have fun with family and friends. Lord, we thank you for everyone who's worked so hard to put this evening on. God, we thank you for the food we're about to receive. And most of all, we thank you for all the first responders, the ones who are here, the ones who are out working, who keep us safe in this great county. And we pray all these things in your strong and mighty name. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain. And we're going to have, you can all be seated now. Thank you. We're going to have a few words from Sergeant Blake Broflat from our El Dorado County Sheriff's Honor Guard.
That's Raul Connell. Nice to meet you. Jeff White.
Good evening. I am Sergeant Broflat with the El Dorado County Sheriff's Office Honor Guard. I was asked to come up here and speak about the Honor Guard as I did at the Boots and Bling dinner 3 years ago. However, and unfortunately, I think everybody here in this room tonight probably has a pretty good idea of what the Honor Guard does. So I'm going to take the time this evening to say a little thanks to everyone who has supported our unit over the years. I've been a member of the Honor Guard for about 11 years now, and the support we have received from the Sheriff's Office during that time has been tremendous. I don't know if I'm going to be allowed to say this, or I don't know if I will have the chance to say this publicly in the future. So, Sheriff, and your better half, Janine, where you at? Thank you both. I'd like to thank our unit's chain of command, Lieutenant Lykoff and Captain Thompson. I'd also like to thank John DeVille and Monica Ferguson. The four of you have provided our unit with everything I've ever asked for. Thank you. I'd like to thank our team. We have a few members of the team that are not here tonight, but I'd like to recognize them all. The last 3 years have been tough, with the loss of 2 of our own deputies. In addition to our own deputies, this team has been tasked with honoring 2 law enforcement officers, one of whom was killed while responding to serve our community, and another who resided in our community. I'd like to thank our unit for the dedication during those hard times. And lastly, I'd like to thank everyone here tonight. It seems like every time we do this, we have to find a larger venue to accommodate all of you. We are lucky to serve in a county that continuously provides unwavering support. So thank you all, and have a good evening.
All right, I don't want to get things out of order, and I think I'm going to do some introductions first. Okay, so folks, I want to thank all of you for being here. I want to introduce some folks. We have a lot of dignitaries and special guests that are here tonight. And with the amount that I have, if you can hold your applause until I'm done, otherwise we're going to be here for a while. So I want to start off, if you can raise your hand when I introduce you, my undersheriff, El Dorado County Undersheriff Brian Gomez and his wife Victoria. Amador County Sheriff, is Gary here, Martin? Don't believe so. Retired Amador County Sheriff Martin Ryan is here with us tonight. And his wife Teresa, thank you Teresa. Retired El Dorado County Sheriff Hal Barker, and a big mentor of mine and a good friend. Thank you, Hal. I know I'm going to skip somebody here, and I apologize. So, in order, a little bit of CDO. That's OCD, but in alphabetical order. El Dorado County District 1 Supervisor John Heidel and his wife Eileen are with us tonight. They're here, over there. Thank you, John. El Dorado County District 2 Supervisor George Turnbow and his lady Jeanette. El Dorado County District 3 Supervisor Wendy Thomas is here, somewhere, over there. And El Dorado County District 4 Supervisor Lori Parlin and her husband Sam. Thank you. El Dorado County Auditor Joe Harn is here with us tonight, and his wife Michelle. I think I saw, and I didn't get him down on my list, but I saw him earlier. El Dorado County Superintendent of Schools, Ed Manansala. I saw him somewhere. There he is. Thank you, Ed. El Dorado County Chief Administrative Officer Don Ashton and his wife Ann. Somewhere. There he is. Thank you, guys. El Dorado County Surveyor Brian Frazier is with us tonight. Placerville City Councilman Dennis Thomas, probably where Wendy was sitting, right over there. Placerville Police Chief Joe Wren and his wife Michelle. Thank you, guys. Single Springs Band of Miwok Indians Tribal Police Chief Teddy Tayaba is here, somewhere. Folsom Police Chief Rick Hillman and Diana. Retired U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of California and prior Shasta County District Attorney McGregor Scott is with us tonight. Current Sacramento County District Attorney and candidate for California Attorney General. That's going to mean something a little bit later when I'm talking. Anna Marie Schubert is here with us tonight. Yolo County District Attorney Jeff Reisig and his wife Abby are with us tonight. Placer County District Attorney Morgan Geyer and his wife Allie. Sacramento County Assistant Chief Deputy District Attorney Tien Ho and his wife Jenny. Former Assemblyman, Senator, and now 1st District member of the California State Board of Equalization, Ted Gaines and his wife Beth. And SAC Chief Deputy Jim Barnes, his wife Alina. Now we can give them all a round of applause. Thank you. Thank you all for your service. Okay, I'm supposed to hand the mic off real quick right now, but before I do, I want to thank one very special person here that her and her team make all this happen. They work throughout the year for your sheriff's office. You're going to hear more about that later as well. But she keeps me in line every day, every minute. Except for yesterday, she wanted me to come by and look, and I didn't make it. So today when I walked in, I went, holy smokes. But that's my beautiful wife, Janine. God bless you, honey, and thank you for all that you do for our sheriff's office family.
If I could say something real fast, if everybody will take a look at the center of the table, at these flower arrangements. We're so fortunate to live in El Dorado County and all the support that we get. These floral arrangements were put together by the Union Mine High School 4-H floral department. They're absolutely beautiful. So guys, dig deep in your pockets because each one of these are going to be for sale at the end of the night for $40, and the money's going to go right back, or a donation if you want to give more, that'd be great too, but the money's going to go right back to the Union Mine High School 4-H floral department. So take home a beautiful flower arrangement tonight. Thank you. Running events like this, our Sweets with Santa, everything that they do. I'm going to let her come up and talk to you guys. So if I can get a big round of applause for, I call her A1A, Janine DiAgostini.
Hi everybody. Wow. This is super fun having everybody here together tonight. Especially because this event has been postponed 2 times now. So we're just really excited to have everybody here. Thank you so much for supporting your local hometown heroes and first responders in El Dorado County. So I wanted to start tonight by introducing some of my heroes that are here tonight. And that would be your hosts that put on this beautiful event tonight. So if I could please have all of our supporters from EDSO Thrive, all of our members and our community members that helped with this event, please, all of you stand up. I need to see you stand in. Thank you so much, guys. I love you all. And I don't want you to sit down. Please stay standing. So I would like to ask anybody who's here tonight who is a family member, a parent, a sister, a brother, anyone who is related to someone who's a first responder, somebody that's in the military or an emergency medical personnel, anyone in fire, please stand up as a family member because we want to honor you and say thank you so much for what you do. Thank you. We appreciate that the sacrifices that you make are big. So thank you again so much. You can sit down now. I don't want to put you on the spot for too long. So what is this organization, Thrive, that put on this event tonight? I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. It's called Thrive with 1035. And 1035, for those of you who don't know, is a 10 code. It's a 10 code that stands for backup support. So Thrive is a support organization not unlike the military in the way that they offer support for their families. And it is very fitting that we're modeling the military in the way that we support our families, because our law enforcement personnel are essentially the peacekeepers within our nation's borders. This is their career, and they generally do it for 30 years. And it can take a cumulative toll on them and on their families. And speaking of families, I want to take just a moment to introduce two of our children that are here tonight and their spouses. We have Linnea, our daughter Linnea, and her husband Dustin couldn't be here tonight because they have sick little ones, so he stayed home. And then our daughter Marina and her beautiful wife Emily. I just want to thank you guys so much for being a part of this process. You guys are a big reason why Thrive even exists. Without you and the journey that you've been gracefully walking upon, none of this would happen. And I want you to know that Dad and I love you so much, and we're so proud of you guys. So thank you. You guys are amazing. So I want to tell you about a couple of the programs that Thrive has. In the interest of time, I'm going to kind of summarize that. But basically, we have many programs that we've developed over the last 12 years. And one of a particularly important program that we have is our Critical Incident Protocol. Little did we know that in 2019, we would be implementing this program when we lost our deputy, Brian Ishmael. Just a few things that we were able to do at that time include, we opened up a command center in the sheriff's office, in the headquarters, and our spouses and loved ones had somewhere to go, something to do where they could be around their loved ones and help support the agency and their family members. And they also knew that they were not alone during a trying time. While their loved ones had to work and put in so many extra hours, they were there so they could help and support them. We did things like helping with the handfuls and dozens of flowers that were delivered every day, the cooked goods, the cookies and candies that the community, the community, brought and donated and supported the sheriff's office with. Sorry, I hope you can hear me better now. I can't read it if I'm... So one of the benefits that we noticed when we had all of our loved ones working at the sheriff's office and in the command center was that during this time, when their loved ones were constantly working, they could just come by our command center and see their loved ones. They could get a smile or a wink or a hug or something that supported them during this time. It was a beautiful side note to being there and to being able to help them. We also jumped in and helped when COVID began. We found hand sanitizer and we brought it to the sheriff's office, and we were able to get that to the employees and the staff because they were essential employees, and they still are essential employees. And you can't wash your hands with soap and water in a patrol car. So it was essential that we were able to provide that for them and help. And this community also brought hand sanitizer and so many things that they needed during this time. So we also were able to be lucky enough to help during the time of the civil unrest in 2020. We provided snacks and organized meals for our National Guard when they came to Dorado County to serve and help us. Another program that I want to tell you about is our wellness program. And this is a pretty important program that we completely fund through our fundraisers like this. It's different from private insurance or EAP, which is employee assistance programs. And we have therapists and counselors that are vetted professionals, and they specialize with law enforcement trauma and family support. This is a program that is completely confidential, without chatter, drama, or any identification. The program works with a code system so that when someone calls one of our providers, they use the code, and that our providers know that this is important, that they get them in. Sometimes they can see them ASAP, like perhaps sometimes even that same day, because they know if someone from our program is calling them, it's important and they're calling for a reason. So with that, I wanted to just tell you why we love and support our family members. Our loved ones strap on a gun, they put on a bulletproof vest and put themselves at risk in favor of others on a daily basis. Their spouses, partners, and families share them with the public, and this is their sacrifice that contributes to safer communities. Your being here tonight completely supports that, and they know that you have their back, and you as a community care about and love your first responders. And that essentially allows them to have the emotional availability to go out and to do their jobs and know that their community supports them. So I thank you for that so very much for being there. There's so many reasons why what you being here tonight is so important, and we couldn't be more grateful. So with that, I hope you all have a very, very fun evening tonight and enjoy yourselves. Thank you.
Thank you, Janine. I'm going to bring somebody up now that's going to talk about a little bit more about the Thrive organization. And I know if you give us a few more minutes, we'll get through this. And I know this next person coming up, her favorite thing to do is to speak in public. So I've done the liberty of, I got you a glass of wine and I said it right here. So I'd like to invite up now Elena Falkenstein. She is the wife of Captain Ed Falkenstein. Come on up, Elena. Thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna not vomit. Everything's gonna be fine. Is it loud enough? I'll just yell. It'll be okay. I'm very tall. Hold on. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah? Okay. All right. This is so many people, and this is my worst nightmare. But I'm so glad that you're here. So thank you for terrorizing me. We physically cannot fit more people into this room. We tried. This is it. So I wanted to tell you that 11 years ago in this room, my husband abandoned me because he got called into work, and I had to sit at a crab feed by myself. But I found some sheriff's spouses and we sat together, and Janine came and recruited all of us and said, I really want to start this program. It's going to be called Thrive. It's going to be great. And she was right. It's great. I love it. It's really important to our family because it connects us with other families where otherwise we might be going this alone, and that's a terrifying place to be. I think the greatest way we can support our deputies is by supporting their families, and that's what Thrive does. We do this in an informal way, traditionally. We do meals and outreach, we provide financial needs, or we pay for immediate counseling, like Janine was saying, that transitions into a long-term EAP. but we can make things immediate. We can do things fast. We don't have a lot of rules, so it's kind of nice. In keeping with this mission, this past year we started a new program called Family Peer Support. And if you're not familiar with peer support, it's a confidential and privileged communication for those experiencing distress. Peer support volunteers are trained to respond to those experiencing crisis. And this type of support can help mitigate long-term effective trauma. Peer support exists in first responder agencies, but it doesn't exist for the families. There's no option if we want to seek the same outlet. We saw a need because law enforcement families go through this journey of trauma with their partners. So whether it's a large-scale incident where we're all personally affected, or you're coping with the day-to-day family life of someone who isn't recovering from a trauma, peer support is a good option for us. We couldn't find a model because peer family support doesn't exist anywhere else. So just like Thrive, we had to start from the beginning and create this thing all on our own. We spent the last year framing what our system would look like. We spoke with local mental health and we sought legal advice to make sure that whatever we create correctly. And since that initial beginning of peer support, we've been able to respond to neighboring counties when they've had a line of duty death. We've been able to send trained volunteers back to Washington, D.C. during Police Week. We've coordinated family debriefs when there was loss in our own agency. And we created a confidential contact system on our agency's Portico app. Currently, we're partnering with a local nonprofit that is actually national. They just happen to be right here. And we're going to become part of a larger network of peer support. So people from Idaho, Nebraska, Florida can call us, and likewise we can call them. And we're all trained peer support volunteers. I think that this next step is going to benefit not only our agency, but all agencies across the country. I wanted to share this with you because everything that we do is wholly dependent on your generosity. There's not a single thing we can't do without you people here in this room sponsoring us. So you're writing the check for everything that we're trying to do, and we appreciate you. We're also able to do everything that we do because of Janine. And so tonight, we would like to have Janine come on stage, and maybe Cindy. Yeah, got it? So we had this award set for our 10-year anniversary, which fell right around the Caldor fire. And we canceled all our plans and we weren't able to do it. So this is a long time coming. I'm going to read you one more thing. I'm not going to fall over, it's going to be fine. When Janine joined the EDSO family in 2010, she brought with her an idea of support for employees and their families. And although it seems simple, these types of programs didn't exist or function in any other law enforcement agencies. Thrive was the first program of its kind in scale and longevity. It began with a simple premise: to establish an ongoing and solid support system, a system that would provide true backup for their significant others. Although the vision and mission remained the same, none of us could have imagined the scope of what we could accomplish together. Janine's leadership has allowed us to flourish and become a part of our EDSO family life. In terms of fundraising, I think our first dinner was what, 100 people? Yeah, we did 100 people, and we just prayed everything was going to be okay. And then nights like this are almost easy now. So, and that's all Janine. She just leads us through it. She just tells us everything is going to be just fine. So every few years, she presents us the challenges of topping what we've done before, including more of our community members, and diligently chasing our goals. Through her leadership, we are able to come together and do just that. These fundraising efforts allow us to serve EDSO families, but they are also a very strong reminder to our EDSO employees that this community is 100% behind them. And this doesn't happen everywhere else, guys. This is just you, just here. This is so special, so we thank you. Janine also, yeah, good for you. Janine also has her ear to the ground, working in the background to secure grants and private donors. This fundraising allows us to continue our work of green lighting immediate counseling, financially blessing families in times of need, and contributing to other EDSO ancillary groups. We respond to other agencies when they experience a line of duty death, and in our own agency, Thrive has created an environment that welcomes family as part of our culture. We celebrate seasons and milestones together with multiple annual events. We're able to encourage EDSO families by bringing in guest speakers, hosting educational opportunities, and creating new programs like peer support. Thrive is now part of a larger network of law enforcement support groups because of Janine's effort. Janine has established connections for us across the country and is presenting us with new opportunities every day. Janine also celebrated the 10-year anniversary of Thrive by publishing a book. No big deal, she just wrote a book. She created a comprehensive guide to establishing a program like Thrive so other agencies across the country can benefit from the work that she's done. So tonight, we are presenting Janine with a Legacy Award. Do we have it? Yes? I just want to say that law enforcement families are so often bombarded with dark, and Janine is light. She just keeps us focused on the right things. She encourages our growth as a team, our friendships, and she asks us to lift up each other's families. We all know Janine hates the phrase circle back, so I won't say it. But I'm going to summarize and say that we are incredibly grateful for the work that you do, and as John would say, your total professionalism and total care. That's it.
So I am not tall. I really don't have any words except for to say two things. It's all these guys, and it's all of you. This is what makes this community thrive and to just flourish so much. And we have a bright future ahead of us and a lot of great things to look forward to. I cannot take credit for the book that she talked about by myself, because the two people that wrote the book with me are John Rowe and Barbara Thompson, and they are here tonight as well. And they also have been our advisors for Thrive, because they are very, very smart individuals and very well established in the world, and they know a lot about how to set up organizations. So they were really the spearhead behind what we did. But the heart and soul of Thrive is right here and all around the room, and a lot of people that aren't even able to be here tonight, because a lot of them are holding down the forts while their husbands are out working and keeping you safe as a community. So with that, I love you all so much. Everybody, this is amazing. Thank you very much. I'm humbled.
We're going to bring up another speaker now. We have We're so fortunate to have so many quality residents in this county, and this next lady that's coming up is one of them. She's just a hard-working El Dorado Countyan, and she's going to come up and tell you a story that's has touched all of our hearts. So we can have your attention just a little bit more. I'm going to have Patty Babbage come up and speak to you all.
I think I'm the shortest speaker tonight, and I'm even more nervous than Elena, so. First of all, we're surrounded this evening by so many hometown heroes, and I want to start out by thanking them. My family and myself are extremely grateful to you for answering the call to serve. I have made it my mission to stand up and be the voice for those that are suffering in silence because they chose to answer the call to serve. I was asked tonight to speak about a specific veteran and local hero, Josh Tasabia and his wife, Emily. Josh served in the Army in the 324th Military Police Battalion, 2012 to 2020, and deployed to Guantanamo in support of Operation Enduring Freedom. Deputy Tasabia joined San Joaquin Sheriff County's department in 2017. In 2018, he and his wife, Emily, were married. With a vision to better their lives and hopes to start a family, he was looking to buy a home and transfer to our El Dorado County Sheriff's Department. That dream came crashing down the night of October 23rd, 2019. As you see, he was a ride-along that night with Deputy Ishmael, who tragically lost his life, leaving no man behind. He attempted to drag Deputy Ishmael to safety. While returning fire, Deputy Tasabia was shot in the hip and severely wounded his back. Deputy Tasabia has been on disability since then, unable to work in the career of his dreams, and is currently in limbo with permanent disability and trying to stake his claim for that. His workman comp disability has run out, and he is no longer collecting a paycheck. They are living in just Emily's paycheck. With the help of Thrive, the Veterans Commission, the Veterans Alliance, and some amazing community members, we were able to bring them here and find them temporary housing. Because they needed the love and the support that our Thrive does for those that serve. And they needed the love and support that our El Dorado County people give so willingly. These aren't easy words for me to share with you, and he was willing to let me share with you. He is suffering from PTSD, depression, and they struggle daily. They are fighting to rebuild their lives. Through the help of Thrive and the Veterans Alliance, he is getting the emotional support he needs. This is home to them. It is my honor and deep privilege to introduce to you Deputy Josh Tasabia and his wife Emily as they join us from Hawaii, a trip that was made possible by Thrive so that they could get some downtime.
Hello, everybody.
Give them a minute, Josh. They're standing for you, buddy.
Can you hear me?
Give them a minute, buddy. They're standing for you. see him. He can't see you guys, but he can hear you.
Okay, very good. Not great at giving speeches, but definitely just wanted to say thank you to Thrive and Patty and Janine especially for making it a personal mission of theirs to look after us and get us the help we need. Like this is home for us now, and it's been pretty incredible seeing the outpouring and support from the community in El Dorado County. I guess that's all I really have to say, but I would like to make a toast to the men and women that are still holding the line and providing a much needed service to the community. So if you can grab a glass real quick.
Please raise your glasses.
Cheers to men and women of law enforcement and everyone that supports the mission that they accomplish every day. Cheers.
Love you, buddy.
All right.
My hope is tonight, as you reflect on the blessings that you have in your life, that you share what you can with Deputy Tasavia and his wife as they rebuild their lives. Your help is much needed, and the donations will go towards permanent housing for them here in El Dorado County. I appreciate the opportunity to speak on their behalf, and if you'd like to know more about how to help those that serve through Thrive, there's numerous members here with Thrive that can help you. And also, if you'd like to know how to help those that serve and are law enforcement, we have the Veterans Alliance here with John Pomeroy and Todd Smith. Veterans Alliance has been extremely helpful to me in all that I have done to gather funds to help the Tasavias. And they're not the only ones. This is just my personal mission at this moment. There are more that need our help. For many of us, we leave our jobs and we collect compensation where we can. These guys, that battle is not the same. They need much more than that. So I ask that if you can, our cashiers can take credit cards, and it will be the Fund the Need is all you need to let them know, and it'll be taken in and given to the Veterans Alliance, who is currently holding an account for them, so that when they are able to make this a permanent place of home, or if they have special needs, we can take care of them. There are also flyers on your table that have a QR code, which you can also pay directly from your phone, or there are envelopes on your tables and you can leave checks or cash for them. This all goes 100% to the deputy and Emily for whatever they possibly need in this desperate time of need for them. Thank you guys so much for taking your time and being quiet and listening to what I had to say. This is only the beginning, and this is just one person that I intend to help many, many more. Thank you.
All right. If you look at your program, I'm on tonight to be a keynote. A while ago, Janine asked me to be the keynote speaker tonight, and I says, nah. I said, call John McGinnis. He said, no, John's been our keynote before. This is your last year as sheriff, 294 days. And you always have a lot to say, so say it. But she said, don't be political and be nice. That little blonde thing that was up here shaking a minute ago, don't be political and be nice. So that reminds me, I gotta order that new mattress for the guest room. So here I am. Tonight, we're here to honor and support our hometown heroes. All our heroes. And folks, we got a lot of them here in El Dorado County. And I want to go over them for a purpose. We'll start with our Sheriff's Explorers. They're here helping, they're clearing tables that we're setting up. You'll see them at events throughout the county. They do so much for our community. They're there for Thrive. They're there for us when we need them. It's a great program. Our Sheriff's Office Stars, our Sheriff's team of active retirees. They do over 22,000 hours of volunteer service for our community every year, from delivering the mail up to the Tahoe Basin, to calling our shut-ins every morning, checking in them, patrolling our communities for an extra set of eyes, vacation property checks, and so on. Our Sierra Law Enforcement Chaplaincy, that is there for our agency, the 8 other agencies in El Dorado County, and there for our community in times of need. Our Sheriff's Office Posse, that provides support for our Sheriff's Office, for staff and equipment, different things that we need outside of our budget. They're always there for us. They put on a big picnic for all of us every year. Our local churches, they are also our heroes. This year, they really shined during the Caldor fire. They all stepped up. Obviously, our local fire and EMS, our district attorney's office, our probation departments, Placerville Police Department, South Lake Tahoe Police Department, our local highway patrol, all extreme partners with your sheriff's office, and obviously our entire sheriff's office, from our custody division to our operations division and our support division. Now, that was in alphabetical order, CDO. And last but absolutely not least, Thrive, that you've heard a lot about here tonight. Now, I mention all these hometown heroes to illustrate a portion of an old proverb. It takes a village. See, I don't believe one bit that the majority of the members of our communities have any ideologies of anything similar to defund the police. I don't see it. I don't hear it. And I certainly don't feel it. As a matter of fact, I and all our heroes have experienced just the opposite. How many blue line flags were up when we lost Deputy Ishmael? How many signs thanking our firefighters did you see during the Caldor fire? Our new sheriff's headquarters would not have been possible without the full support of our community, and we're extremely blessed to have it. During the civil unrest in the summer of 2020, when the National Guard was in town to assist us, they frequently told me that this was the best community that they'd ever served in. Businesses and community members were providing meals. Absolutely. Give yourself a hand. Businesses and community members were providing meals and snacks and thanking them for being here. So I'm pretty sure our community supports our heroes more than what we're being told, because what we're being told is that all our heroes need to be reformed and criminals need to be coddled. I was first elected as your sheriff in 2010 and sworn in January 3rd of 2011. On October 31st of that year, our legislature passed and our governor at the time signed Assembly Bill 109, the California Public Safety Realignment Act. This bill realigned all non-serious, non-violent, non-sexual felony convicted criminals to serve their sentence in county jails rather than state prisons. This was done supposedly to alleviate overcrowding in the state prison system and lower the bureaucracy's budget. 4 years later, the Public Policy Institute of California, PPIC, that touts themselves as an independent, objective, nonpartisan research organization, found that realignment significantly reduced the prison population, but the state did not reach the court-mandated population target until after the passage of Proposition 47 in November of 2014, which reduced penalties for many property and drug offenses, and more on that in a bit. PPIC also stated the reform challenged county jails and probation departments, by making them responsible for a greater number of offenders with a broader range of backgrounds and needs. And that the county jail population did not rise nearly as much as the prison population fell, reducing the number of people incarcerated in California. That research so far shows no dramatic change in recidivism rates, and the state correction spending remains high, but there is reason to believe expenditures could drop in the future. They haven't. Now, the study mentions Prop 47. This proposition, passed by the voters in 2014, was titled the Safe Neighborhoods and Schools Act. That title, in summary, was approved by then California Attorney General and now United States Vice President Kamala Harris. This is what, well, wait a minute. This is what the proposition did. It reclassified certain theft and drug possession offenses from felonies to misdemeanors. It raised the threshold for grand theft from $400 to $950. It authorized defendants currently serving sentences for felony offenses that would have qualified as misdemeanors under the new law to petition the courts for resentencing under the new misdemeanor provisions. Get out of jail. And it authorized defendants who have completed their felony sentences that would have qualified as misdemeanors under the proposition to apply to reclassify those convictions to misdemeanors. Where, in any of these changes to the new law, do you think this proposition would have made our neighborhoods and schools safer? Anybody?
Let's go, Brandon!
But with a title like that, it sounded wonderful. And then in 2015, the voters were again presented with Proposition 57, titled the Public Safety and Rehabilitation Act. Again, Kamala Harris approved that title in summary. The title again sounds great. Let's support our public safety heroes and rehabilitate low-level offenders. Nothing wrong with that. The summary stated that it would enhance public safety, stop the revolving door of crime by emphasizing rehabilitation, and prevent federal courts from releasing inmates. Again, sounds great. What wasn't made clear to the public was that the sole purpose stated in hearings was to reduce the prison population by another 9,500 inmates. That was the sole purpose of Proposition 57. Now, these are just 3 examples of many, many legislated or voter-approved laws that did exactly the opposite of keeping our communities safe. If you reduce criminal penalties and release more known criminals into the communities, you will have more crime. It's not rocket science. More knuckleheads running around, more victims. And this isn't just happening in California. It's happening across our nation. I frequently speak with my peers that are across the nation, and they all watch what happens in California because they know what occurs here legislatively will eventually take place in their state. And it is. So why is this happening? In my opinion, extremely vocal and aggressive ideological groups that are absolutely in the minority. I've seen it. I've seen it on the floor of the State Senate Public Safety Committee, and I've seen it in our own board chambers. We see it in the media and on social media. They're loud, they can be obnoxious, and they're very persuasive. And they pull every card they can to make our legislators capitulate. But they are in the minority. I know they're in the minority because of the support our heroes get when it hits the fan. When things get really bad, the majority lets us know we're appreciated, that we're wanted, that we're necessary for safe neighborhoods and schools. But a very heartbreaking consequence of all this negative pendulum swing is the loss of our heroes that we're experiencing at an alarming rate nationwide. In a recent FBI publication, 59 police officers were feloniously killed in the line of duty from January 1st, 2021 to September 30th, 2021. That marked a 51% increase in the number of police officers killed when compared to the same time period the prior year. And one officer killed more often than one every 5 days. And there was nearly a 10% increase in felonious assaults on police officers, not resulting in death during the same time frame. Not only line of duty deaths, but suicides among our first responders. According to Blue Help, a national organization that in part helps police officers struggling with mental health issues to connect with the proper resources in their respective areas. More officers die by their own hand than felonious assaults every year, and it's usually 2 times as many. Numbers released by Blue Help show 178 officers died by suicide last year, and already this year we've lost 33. This is a tough business, folks. Our heroes have to constantly listen to the line, listen to the false narrative parroted in the media, legislature, and on social media that we're brutal, corrupt, dishonest, or unethical. While they are constantly dealing with those, our deputies, constantly dealing with those that are just that, brutal, corrupt, dishonest, or unethical on a day-to-day basis. Dealing with families that have lost a loved one, consoling rape victims, holding children that have been abused, processing horrendous crime scenes that stick in your mind like pine tar. They're all our heroes, and those that gave the ultimate sacrifice, we will never forget them. And while we will never understand the demons that torment those that took themselves from us, we do understand that it is this job at this time that let those demons in, and we will never forget them either. I'd like you to bow your heads while I read our fallen at this time. Deputy Sheriff Joseph Staples, end of watch, July 1st, 1864. Deputy Sheriff Ora Clyde Owen Jr., end of watch, October 22nd, 1961. Deputy Sheriff Michael L. Cole, end of watch, February 26th, 1991. Deputy Sheriff Brian David Ishmael, end of watch, October 23rd, 2019. On December 9th, 2008, Deputy Melissa Meekma took her life. On October 14th, 2021, Austin Matthew Ramsey took his life. Part of the proceeds raised tonight will be assisting with the construction of a memorial space in front of your sheriff's headquarters building, honoring the memory of those I mentioned. You can see a preliminary conceptual rendering of that memorial right up here. I want to thank our peer support and the Sierra Law Enforcement Chaplaincy for all they do for our El Dorado County Sheriff's Office family, for being there, and for keeping your eyes wide open. Always looking out for those that are struggling or those that may just need a shoulder. I want to thank all of you here tonight to show our heroes that that narrative is false, that you respect and support who they are and what they do. I want to thank Anne Marie for being here tonight, because those titles and summaries that I spoke of, that is the duty of the Attorney General of the state of California. Those are extremely important, because many, many voters don't read the law. They read what it says in their voter pamphlet at the top, and then they vote. Those are extremely important. I want to wrap up by thanking Thrive for the programs that they have for the families and the loved ones of our heroes, for taking care of those families while our heroes are taking care of all of us. We now have a special slideshow presentation and tribute to our hometown heroes. Would Alana Schlag and Rob Welsh please come up?
and help us to be wise in times when we don't know. Let this be our prayer when we lose our way. Lead us to a place, guide us with your grace, to a place where we'll be safe. I pray we'll find your light and hold it in our when stars go out each night. Let this be our place when shadows fill our day. Lead us to a place, guide us with your grace, give us faith so we'll be safe. Sogniamo un mondo senza violenza, un mondo di giustizia e di speranza. Ognuno dia l'amore al suo vicino, simbolo di pace, di fraternità. La forza che ci dà. We ask that life be kind and watch us from above. We hope each soul will find another soul to love. Let this be our prayer. Let this be our prayer. Just like every child. Just like every child needs to find a place. Guide us with your grace. Give us faith so we'll be safe. Nella fede hai acceso il mio. Sento che ci soffre.
That was awesome. Absolutely. So with that, folks, we can't thank you enough for being here. It really does help us, not only financially for Thrive and the other organizations that are going to benefit from that side of it, but on behalf of all first responders in El Dorado County, knowing that our county and our community supports us. You have no idea how great that feels in our hearts. Thank you all very much. That wraps up my portion.